Okay, I'll call you now.
We call this regular commission meeting of the Pahokee City Commission, November 22, 2022, to order at 6:02 p.m. May we please stand for the invocation provided by Commissioner Bolden and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and mercy. We thank you for allowing us to see another day. We also thank you for blessing us to come together again to deal with the business of the city of Pahokee. We thank you that you've kept us thus far, and we ask that you continue to bless us to be on one accord, to do your good will. In your most holy name, we give you praise and thanks. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Vice Mayor, are you on?
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Babb?
Present.
Vice Mayor Mervin? Commissioner Bolden?
Present.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Present.
Commissioner Perez?
Here.
City Manager?
Here.
City Attorney?
Here.
Acting City Clerk is present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, staff, and thank each of our listening audience for being here today to participate in our regular scheduled meeting on November 22nd, 2022. Just recently had word that Commissioner Vice Mayor Mervin won't be in attendance today. She's under the weather, and she also had death in her family just this past week.
She's present via phone.
Oh, she's present?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, wasn't aware of that. Okay, at this time, the city manager, do we have any additions or deletions from the agenda that was presented to us?
No, sir.
Thank you. City Commission, haven't heard that there are no additions or deletions to our agenda. What is your pleasure?
May I move to accept the agenda as is?
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly seconded by Commissioner Perez for the adoption of the agenda as presented. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Mayor Babb?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we move to our public comments, public service announcement, presentation, proclamation. This section of the agenda allows the public to comment on any items they wish to comment on. 3 minutes, please. At this time, City Clerk, do we have any citizen comment card completed?
No, sir, not at this time.
I do, but there's no pen.
Okay. We can provide you with and yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Almost there.
All right, Mayor Babb, so we have one comment from Mr. Sam McKinstry.
Thank you.
It'll be brief. I have 5 quick questions. I'm Sam McKinstry. I live at 371 East Main Street, right across the street. First question is, City Manager, being that you're a Marine, you should know better than to let that flag up on top of that dike, our national colors, be unlit, and flag standards, which are federal, and they are a legal document. So I'm requesting, being that you are a Marine, that we get busy on them flags and get some lights on them, or get somebody to raise it at 5 and bring it down at dark. 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after. You know the drill. You're a Marine. I am too. I know the drill. And it's a slap in the face to every veteran here to let that flag go that way. And especially at the cemetery. That
I
needs
heard
lighting
you.
too.
I heard you.
Okay. All right, we also, this is a question for you too. The current state of affairs regarding the DEP and the Marina, what happens after the 90 days? You got a 90-day extension, what you said last. So what happens after the 90 days when the city can't fix anything?
So we have an extension through April of next year to get everything fixed that we can repair regarding docks D, E, and F.
What are the requirements? I know what the requirements are. I speak to Florida DEP daily.
I'm glad that you do.
So what are the requirements?
Well, we'll have a workshop on it, and I'll brief my commission at that time. How's
Okay.
that?
What is the state of affairs on regarding the money that's needed for this? How are we going to get that?
That will come in the workshop.
Okay. Just like I said on Facebook, the last answer speak loud. All right, this is another question for you. The current state of insurance for JPTD. Is there a policy? Because when I looked on the state of Florida as of 11/15/2022, there is no current policy. That's coming from the state's website, not me.
Well, they have insurance, so I will speak with them and make sure it goes to the appropriate channels. Please, don't
And I
undermine me.
got their contract too, so I know
Marina,
what they're required to
don't
have.
undermine me.
You're on my time. Current deck inspection. That's a question for you as well. Who were the inspecting people? When was it inspected? And what was the name, exact name on the certificate signed? All right, the last question is JDPT, are they current on all of their utilities, up to date? Have they paid all their rent? Have they paid the utilities from the time that they've taken that contract?
I will reserve that when I debrief my commission.
Okay, thank you. 8 seconds left, I'm good.
Thank you. City Clerk, are there any additional comments, cards?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on to the next agenda item, which is a proclamation, World AIDS Day, City Attorney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, a proclamation, World AIDS Day, whereas worldwide, an estimated 38.4 million people are living with HIV, and an estimated 1.5 million new infections occurred in 2021, which is an estimated 4,100 new infections every day. And whereas worldwide, 15% of persons with HIV don't know their status, and only 75% who need life-saving therapy are currently assessing those medications. And whereas the global spread of HIV necessitates a worldwide effort to increase communication, education, and action to stop the spread of HIV, and whereas the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS observes December 1 each year as the World AIDS Day and leads and inspires the world to achieve its shared vision of new HIV infections, zero discrimination, and zero AIDS-related deaths. And whereas the 95-95-95 Ambitions Global Plan to help end AIDS epidemic has set its targets for 2030 that 95% of all people with AIDS will know their HIV status. 95% of all people with diagnosed HIV will receive sustained ARI, and 95% of all people receiving ARI, I think that's what it is, will have a viral suppression. And whereas clinical evidence has firmly established that people with HIV who achieve and maintain an undetectable viral load by taking ART daily are prescribed, cannot sexually transmit the virus to others, and this is known as undetectable, untransmittable, or V equals V. And whereas the World AIDS Day theme in the United States for 2022 is ending the HIV epidemic, equitable access, everyone's voice, and whereas in Palm Beach County, More than 8,200 people are living with HIV, and the Palm Beach County HIV Community Prevention Partnership and the Palm Beach County HIV Care Council, through its partners, are working together to renew HIV/AIDS awareness and to expand and strengthen the local effort to stop the spread of HIV in Palm Beach County on World AIDS Day. Now therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, on behalf of the City Commission, hereby proclaim December 1st as World AIDS Day.
Thank you, City Attorney. It's just customary, City Manager, just give us a brief explanation of the proclamation. Don't have to go into any detail.
Well, like Breast Cancer Month, October, here's another one of the things we have here supporting the global agenda of recognizing these this severe condition, and that's what we're representing there with it.
Thank you. And City Commission, we will ask for a motion for the adoption in a second.
Mayor Babb, I move to adopt this proclamation for World AIDS Day.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the adoption of the proclamation observing World AIDS Day. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez? Mayor Babb?
Yes. Just want to note, this is a very important proclamation. Previously, I served on the board of the Found Care for about 15 years, and the number is still out there. The stigma is diminishing, and we don't hear when a person dies of AIDS now like we used to, which is a good thing, but people are still dealing with this disease, and we need to do all we can to spread the word and have people get tested so they'll at least know their status, so they don't continue to spread it to someone else. I'll do my best to make sure that the appropriate organization personally receive this proclamation so they can have it in their organization. Okay, we'll move to our next item on our agenda, which is our consent agenda, the November 7, 2022 regular meeting minutes. And if there's no objection or no one requests to move this from the consent agenda item and place it on the regular agenda item so we can discuss it, I'd entertain a motion for its adoption.
Mayor Babb, move that we would accept this regular meeting minutes.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Mervin and properly second by Commissioner Gonzalez for the acceptance of the consent agenda item, which consists of the November 7, 2022 regular meeting minutes. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Babb?
Yes. Now we move to our old business. Under the old business is discussion of existing activities or previous held events, if any, and most importantly, the city updates. At this time, City Manager, do you have any city updates that you will present?
Yes, sir. Ms. Adams?
Good evening, Mayor, Commission, members of the community. I will start with Phase 1 of the sidewalks. The sidewalk demolition will begin tomorrow between 8:30 and 9:30. You will see the contractor out beginning to demo the sidewalk, and that will take place on the west side, which is the side that City Hall sits on. So construction and demolition will start on tomorrow and will resume on Friday. And then by next week, they will be ready to start laying down sidewalks again, and then moving over. The Phase 4 of the Phase 4 of the resurfacing, the bid will go out, the re-advertisement will go out on Friday in the Palm Beach Post, and that will run for a little bit over the 21 days so that it gives everyone an opportunity to be able to solicit and apply for the bid. And I believe that the date is, for the opening is the 19th of, the pre-bid meeting, I'm sorry. Pre-bid meeting for Phase 4 will be December the 19th. And the information is in the legal notice, and again, that will be advertised in the Palm Beach Post. The old house, the acknowledgement letter will be issued tomorrow to the contractor, so you will soon see. I'm hoping that the next commission meeting, which will be, I believe, December the 13th, the contractor will be able to be presented to the commission. And I think that is my update. Oh, East Lake, I'm sorry. East Lake Village with Ryerbach, I am waiting for them to submit to me their mobilization schedule with the new cost schedules because of construction prices have increased, so that I could submit that to FDEP, and then we'll be able to move forward. Any questions?
With the new prices, is this a new contract or is this the existing contract?
Existing contract, yes, ma'am.
And they're able to change the prices because the cost went up?
Well, they're not changing their prices, but they do have to submit what the new costs are, and I do have to submit that to FDEP. And then I'm hoping that if costs have increased, that if FDEP has money in the budget, I'm able to maybe cover those costs, but I won't know until I'm able to get those costs and see what it is.
And if FDEP don't approve it, what happens?
Then we will have to, in order for us to
No matter
complete
what,
our,
right?
yes, ma'am.
Is that normal?
Because of the changes and the costs that have gone up, which was outside, normally what you do is make sure that you have contingency in there. We did not have a large pot of contingency put in there because of our budget, so that's why I'm going to FDEP to see how to move forward with that. And before we move forward, I will come to commission with it before anything is done.
Wasn't the contract for 700 and something and they bid at 500? So
Yes, ma'am.
200,000?
But you do have to remember that we had the engineer's cost that was in there, and I believe it was 84,000. So there is a little cushion in there, but depending on what that cost is. So I won't know until I get those costs.
Oh, I thought the engineer cost, that.
Engineer cost was included in that $750,000.
And what was the cost of the engineer?
I think it was 84,000. Don't quote me exactly, but I believe that's what it was. Anyone else?
Yes, that's Ms. Stewart.
You good?
You join?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all.
Think Ms. Okay. We have Ms. Stewart that have came to accept the World AIDS Day proclamation, and at this time, we're just going to go down on the floor and present it to her on behalf of, Ms. Stewart, what organization you with?
I'm just a resident. I just came to listen in
Okay.
and be observant. That's it.
Okay. Got
That's not
it.
Ms.
Okay. Again, we'll get our proclamation, this particular proclamation, to the Found Care organization at a later date, as soon as we can. Okay, we're going to move on down the agenda as presented. The next item on the agenda would be public hearing, which we have no public hearing. Next item would be resolutions. We have several resolutions. The first resolution is Resolution 2022-58. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City of Pahokee, Florida, authorizing the city manager to submit an application to the Florida Department of Transportation for the City of Pahokee's annual Christmas parade.
Thank you, City Attorney, City Manager, give us a brief explanation of this resolution.
Yes, sir. On Saturday, well, let's see here, this one. One moment, Mayor. It's right here, it should be in the front. There we go. Resolution 58, on Monday, December 5th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., the city is hosting its annual Christmas parade, starting at Larimore Road and ending at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard for the Pahokee community. Historically, the parade is an annual event that takes place during the first week of December to celebrate Christmas. It is met with fanfare and is inclusive of various participations riding through main thoroughfare of the city. To achieve the goal of hosting the annual Christmas parade, an application is required by the Florida Department of Transportation for road closure. See attachment for map. Budget impact, no cost anticipated to the city to make application with the Florida Department of Transportation. Staff recommends approval of the Pahokee Christmas Parade through the Florida Department of Transportation.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commission, having heard the resolution read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your pleasure?
Mayor Bab, I move to accept Resolution 2022-58.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly second by Commissioner Perez for the adoption of Resolution 2022-58. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Resolution passed by unanimous vote. Next is Resolution 2022-59, City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, authorizing the city manager to submit an application to the Florida Department of Transportation for the City of Pahokee's annual Martin Luther King Jr. Parade.
City Commission. I'm sorry, City Manager, brief explanation.
On Saturday, January 14, 2023, from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m., the city is hosting its annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, starting on Larimore Road and ending at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard for the Pahokee community. The goal of hosting to achieve the goal of hosting the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade is an application required by Florida Department of Transportation for road closure. See attachment for map. The city anticipates no cost for the application through the Florida Department of Transportation. Staff recommends approval of this parade.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commission, having heard Resolution 2022-59, properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your pleasure?
Mayor Bab, I move to accept Resolution 2022-59.
Second. It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez for the adoption of Resolution 2022-59. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, City Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Resolution 2022-59 passed by unanimous vote. Now we entertain Resolution 2022-60. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving change order number 14 pertaining to the interlocal agreement between the City of Pahokee and Palm Beach County, resolution number 2016-20, for investigation of exploratory operations on existing sewer services for the Barfield Highway reconstruction project as set forth in Exhibit A hereto, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation of Resolution 2022-60?
Yes, sir. This change order is for Barfield Highway reconstruction. The change order is for compensation to Rizzo Site Development Contractor for the additional exploratory work for the existing lateral services and elevations. As directed by Palm Beach County Water Utility District to seek potential tie-in points for lateral sewer services beyond the right-of-way limits onto private property. This is to verify if the newly as-built sewer lines could service the homes on private property. Rizzo potholed it to find the existing lateral elevations and layout. Due to these findings, the plans required revisions. The approximate location of exploratory work is located between 55.00 and 55.00, 56.00, and the right side. This information from the additional exploratory work will be used to issue revision number 2 of the sanitary sewer plans for the engineer of record. This was the second of 3 pothole operations performed by the contractor to provide existing lateral service elevations. Rizzo is entitled to 100% of the $5,749.08 to perform this additional exploratory potholing work. The requested change order includes 1 additional day to be granted. Budget impact, $5,749.08. Concurrency is granted by Palm Beach County Water Utility District for the additional cost. Staff recommends the city pay change order number 14.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commission, having heard Resolution 2022-60, properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by City Manager. What is your pleasure?
Mayor Bab, I move to accept Resolution 2022-60.
Is there a second?
A second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly seconded by Vice Mayor Mervin for the adoption of Resolution 2022-60. Call for questions.
I have a question on this resolution. We always go back to Resolution 2016-20, and it says that the city approved funding for the reconstruction of Barfield Highway in the amount of $1,046,389.63 to be reimbursed to the city of Pahokee for reconstruction of Barfield Highway. I don't really understand that. We're getting that money. Did we get that money? Where did we get that money from? And is the work that all these changing work orders, are they coming out of that money? Because I know that you guys said that it's at no cost to us, and it says concurrency, but concurrency from the water district just means that we're doing it at the same time. It's not really telling me that the water district is paying for this separately, or is it part of the same money that we have allowed? And because this has to do with the sewer, so this is my understanding that the sewer and the lines are the county. So I need an explanation on this because I don't really understand it.
Okay, so let's take a moment. Page 23. Whereas you read the original resolution that entitled us to this project. So that's why we keep referencing 2016-20. Now, as far as the pay, it tells you, and it's signed off on page 27 by the engineer of record. Also, let me find where the Palm Beach County.
Extension order says contract price 574908, cost covered by Palm Beach County Water Utility Department, I guess. So
So is this Chad Rawlinson? Is that the person who's Palm Beach that's approved it on page 43? Ms. Adams?
So if you look at the change order, it has a stamp on there that says Michael Resnick. Michael Resnick is the project manager, and he's the one that does concurrency. As far as the money is concerned, so once when Rosso submits their pay application, that pay application comes in, the engineer, our CEI, as well as Palm Beach County has already seen the change order. That, once I submit those pay apps back to FDOT and Palm Beach County, they send in a check to us for that amount. So this one would be for the amount of $5,749 and the change. We get that money reimbursed. Those dollars are included in that $1,046 and the change. So those change orders have been accounted for in a sense. Anything, because our original contract with Palm Beach County was for $46,000. Once we knew what Palm Beach County Water Utility District was going to need so that we can work in conjunction with FDOT so that we don't have to back up and tear up a road for Palm Beach County, because that would have been our responsibility then. Palm Beach County said, okay, we'll do this at the same time. We will increase what you're asking for. We'll take it up to the $1,046,046 and the change. So when Rosso submits their pay application, that line item shows the cost. Palm Beach County sends us the money, and I can then pay that Rosso that amount.
So my question is, this $1 million that we're supposed to get reimbursed from the water department?
It does not come all at one time.
No, I know.
Okay.
So they have it, and every time we have a change in work order that has to do with the water department, you send it and it's coming out of that money, that credit or whatever it is that we have with them.
It comes out of their pot. They send a check to us. We see that ACH payment made, and then I can go ahead and process Rosso.
So every time it decreases that million?
Yes,
every
ma'am.
time we
Yes,
send
ma'am.
it?
And we have with Rosso the purchase order. Once you all approve contracts, we create purchase orders. From those purchase orders, that money depreciates from there. And also, when you reference Resolution 2016-20, we have copies. I just did not attach them, but you all received them in the beginning of our ILA, and the original ILA from Palm Beach County, which was done between us and Palm Beach County. Once we started Barfield Highway, that ILA was changed to include Barfield Highway, the $1 million. So that is what we referenced in the resolution. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, just hold tight, because you got 15.
And the same thing will apply to your next change order that you're gonna ask me about. And it's change order number 15. And it is two different locations, so even though they look exactly the
That was my
same.
question, because one says 5500 to 56, and the other one's
Yeah,
55 to
55,
60, and
5250.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
just
what
two
that
different
meant.
locations, but the exact same amount, cost will be the same, but two different locations.
Got it. Thank you.
Anything else?
Any additional questions from the commission? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes,
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we will entertain Resolution 2022-61. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving change order number 15 pertaining to the interlocal agreement between the City of Pahokee and Palm Beach County, resolution number 2016-20, for investigation of exploratory operations on existing sewer services for the Barfield Highway reconstruction project as set forth in Exhibit A here too, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager?
Yes, sir. This change order is for Barfield Highway reconstruction. The change order is for compensation to Rosso Site Development Contractor for the additional exploratory work for the existing lateral services elevation. This location is 55.00 and 52.50 right side. Rosso is entitled to 100% of the $5,749.08 to perform the additional exploratory potholing work. The request change order includes one additional day to be granted. Budget impact is $5,749.08. Concurrency is granted by Palm Beach County Water Utility District for the additional cost. Staff recommends approval of change order 15.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commissioner, having had the resolution properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your pleasure?
At that, I move to accept Resolution 2022-61.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez for the adoption of Resolution 2022-61. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Resolution 2022-61 passed by unanimous vote. Now we will entertain Resolution 2022-62. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving budget amendment number 3 in the amount of $753,000 for fiscal year 2021-2022. Attached hereto is composite Exhibit A, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation of this resolution?
Yes, sir. A couple of City Commission meetings ago, we put out on the website and I referenced the 22-23 adopted budget. This is the itemized budget that you guys have requested that I can make sure I get printed tomorrow and put in your mailboxes. But it breaks down all the cost and individual line items by department. So I didn't know if you guys had caught that or not. So this amendment here is basically, if we go to the back page, the last page here, it's letting us know we didn't use about $1.3 million from our general fund, and we're just putting the money back there that we budgeted but did not use. It was 2 items. So you have capital improvements project and general fund. So when you go back up here to 628,000 and the 753,000, if you add those together, well, look at the backup on page 69. You'll see that at our general funds, we didn't use $120,000, so we're putting it back for this upcoming year. Then on page, then on the next page 70, you'll see the 628,000. It wasn't spent, so we only spent, if you see to the right, adjusted budget, we only spent $122,000, so we're putting back $628,000 regarding, in this case, the storm drain grant. And I can schedule a workshop and have Susan come out so that we can get a better understanding of it. But I know I had a couple of calls on it for explanation. But it's just adjustments showing we didn't use money at the end of the fiscal year of September.
And one of my questions would have been to have the finance director come out and give us a more detailed explanation of it. So if we can schedule that in the future
Okay.
soon, we will be appreciative of that.
And she's available around 7:30 tonight if, you have questions. I just got to text her once 7:30 gets here, ma'am, so you know.
Can I ask the questions now?
Sure.
Okay. As far as my understanding is that in the fiscal year of 21-22, okay, we collected $125,000 less than we budgeted for, right?
We didn't use $125,000.
We didn't use it,
Yes.
or we collected that?
No, it's
less?
not collect, because collect would be in that increase column. We didn't use that money, so we're reversing it back, so when we, like carrying over to the next year, that money moves over, so it's still available.
So a decrease is 125,000,
Yes, ma'am.
a decrease on the last budget.
It reduced because it's like we budgeted X dollars. We didn't use it, so we gotta put it back over there. We budgeted, and you know how you look at the actual versus, hold on a second here. See how you have your original budgeted and your current budget. So your actuals, we had to do an adjustment because we didn't do anything with our money, our 128,000. We only spent, like on page 70, when you look at the adjusted budget, it says 122,000 only. We just spent only that. The other money, out of the $750,000 we budgeted, we're putting most of that chunk back over there. That's all we're doing.
You have totally confused the heck out of me, because this is not how it was explained to me or how I understand it.
So who explained it to you?
A financial director.
A municipal financial
Yes,
director?
Yes. And it said that looking at this, we're trying to adjust the 21-22 by $125,000, because according to this, from the miscellaneous revenue, we collected less than what we budgeted for. So my thing was this from a single line item, or was this from a combination of several line items?
Just a second. Allow me to see if I can reach out. 1 second here. So in this case, for this 122,000 or the $125,000, we're just adjusting the East Lake Village capital improvement, but they don't always earmark things where you can see it. So just one moment. Let me reach out to Susan, see if she's available.
We're adjusting the capital improvement for East Lake.
Well, it's the overall capital improvement, but you want to know every detail, and I get that. Then you wanted to know what specifically was that 125 adjusted for. That's all. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm correct, because without the additional notes at the bottom that say, here's an asterisk, this is for XY fund, that didn't happen. That's all.
Yeah, 'cause capital funds is a separate,
All right, I asked her if she's available real
it's
quick.
not general fund.
But if not, we can definitely do a workshop for that coming up, and then and address that.
But shouldn't these workshops and these things, shouldn't that be done prior than us taking a vote on this? That's like the last budget. I had questions in the workshop, and they told me those are gonna be answered at the meeting. Then we come to the meeting and I start asking questions, and everybody's having a hissy fit because I'm asking questions. I don't know about the rest of the commission, but I like to know exactly what we're doing. That's my responsibility to the taxpayers and the community. It's
And that's fine.
irresponsible to bring something to us, just a figure and an explanation that really should come from the lady that's doing the finances.
So let's get a jump on it so that we have less confusion. So I'll ask her also, would she be available tomorrow? I can come to you, you can come to me, and we can get all this worked out. 'Cause
That's after the fact.
But oh, no, it's not after the fact, it's right now. But I told you, I'm calling her. She's our consultant, and I asked when I can get in. You called me after 4 asking 20 questions, but you knew you had these same questions beforehand.
Yeah, and you gave me this yesterday, and the meeting is today.
No, you had last Thursday electronically. It's sent to you. Right? To the commissioners. So paper, that's different, but electronically, it was sent to you.
Okay, if it's desired the city commission, we could defer this to our next meeting. We could wait and see if the finance director is able to get on to give us some explanation. How do we want to proceed with this? It's up to the commission.
Yeah.
That's fine. Can you do that in the motion?
Yes, thank you.
Mayor Bab, I move to defer, is this, resolution 2022-62 to the next regular scheduled commission meeting?
Yeah.
I second it.
It is moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly seconded by Commissioner.
What- Just know, Mayor, if I may,
Yeah.
that this is an amendment that has to be approved by the end of the month, the 30th, because under our rules of engagement with the state and the audit department, you have 60 days after you submit your last budget to make adjustments to it before it's penalized against you or you have an audit finding. So I just wanted that for the record. Also, it was clearly read into the record by City Attorney Bernadette that it says what it's for and what it was reduced in the whereases.
But
Just for the record.
the explanation that you're giving is not the explanation that I have, and since neither you or I are financial.
Well, you ask somebody who doesn't
directors-
work for us.
Excuse me?
You ask somebody who's not even part of the city.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter whether they work for this city or another city or a government or the state. It doesn't matter who I asked.
Okay.
He's still an expert. I mean, like I said, I don't know the rest of the commissioners, but on my behalf, I like to know exactly. Not only I deserve it, but they deserve it.
Okay, we have a motion, What we'll do, we've gotten some insight from the city manager saying about the deadline, but we'll deal with that. We can always call a special meeting to approve it if it's desired the city commission to table this to our next commission meeting. You just want to make sure that we're aware that there is a deadline that need to be moved forward. So, any additional questions? Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
And this is to table this, correct, to the next
Yes,
meeting?
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Motion passed to table by unanimous vote. Now we move to the next item, which is new business. Conversation about activities and events, upcoming events, if any. First item on this agenda for the new business is the discussion and the direction of the cancellation of the WGI contract. City manager.
Yes, we currently have a contract for engineering with WGI. It's a pretty expensive one, and it has a clause in it that as long as we gave notice. Ms. Adams, what's the notice period? Is it within just 10 days? Can you come to?
WGI's contract says, I believe it's within the 15 days that we have to give notice to cancel. And this will impact all of our construction projects, anything that we have with site plans, any of that, it impacts that.
Which one would it impact at this point?
FDOT projects. So phase 4, in order for us to be able to move forward with phase 4, we need this expedited.
In addition to the 10 days, are there any financial impact on the city if we cancel this contract?
Yes, there will be financial. It would not be a substantial amount, but the way the contract reads.
Which costs substantial, what's the amount?
Ms. Lucas, do you remember? I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but it was, I don't believe it was over, we will have to send it to
Bernadette
WGI,
to look
yes,
at.
and Bernadette to look at the cost, because if it is per project or per item that they're totaling up. In WGI's contract, there was not an overall cost amount of what that contract entailed. For example, it did not say that this contract is worth $100,000. And if we cancel, we owe them $50,000. That contract does not read that way.
Yeah, it's like a gentleman agreement, courtesy of giving 15-day notice. The issue is WGI charges some close to $300 per hour, whereas if we contracted with or piggyback on South Bay's contract with CapGov, it'll be substantially lower.
Okay, excuse me, I'm just trying to make sure I understand. Are these for CCNA services?
Yes.
Okay, you can't piggyback, you're gonna have to do a procurement.
Yeah.
What's the reason that we're canceling these people? And who are we looking to hire or how, I mean?
So with WGI, for whatever reason, they are a large firm, but we have not gotten a response from them that we need. And again, it impacts whether it is construction projects or permitting, site plans, development. We're not getting the responses that we need, which we've never had that from them in the past, but right now, we're not getting that. So it puts us at a standstill with moving forward.
I asked that question to them and they said that that's not true.
Well, since we have been back and we had a good relationship with WGI, we haven't gotten the responses from either from my end or building planning and zoning. We just have not been, they haven't been responding to us.
Wouldn't that be?
So the current plants we have in from, was it 1 North Lake?
Yes.
Now, they complained. They said that they're looking at incurring $4,000 to $8,000 worth of fees, and typically that's a lot of money to review a site plan. Typically, you're at 2,000 or under. They were quoted 4, and then at another time 8. So they didn't want to use them, and we're at a point we don't want to discourage development with these high costs. And they messed up the MLK plans that I had to correct because they put things wrong on the map. I caught the error. Then when I contacted them, they got amnesia, and then they never responded back. We can't continue to move forward like that.
I certainly don't have no problem with terminating the contract, but I just don't want to be caught off guard or surprised that there's some type of clause in that contract that give them a large payout. And I don't want to bring up the past, but I think this contract was brought to us for approval by the previous city attorney, and sometimes it's just seen in favor the contractor versus the city it being protected. So I just don't want to approve something, then the next day we get a bill for $100,000 because we terminate a contract early. I'm not saying that's the case, but in the back of mind, that's my concern, that we be careful, just make sure that our attorney look over it and give us the okay, saying, you know, this is not going to put us in a real financial bind by early termination. I understand the 15 to 10 days notice. That's I'm not concerned with, just the cost of terminating.
In the same token, I don't also want to run into the thing that these projects are backing up and we need to move them on, so we're gonna get Tom, Dick, and Harry and give them and hire them as an engineer and have the same issues that we've had in the past.
Well,
And they don't do a good job.
As Attorney Wheat said, it would have to go out to bid. So it would be open up to the public and the engineers that fall within those guidelines. We put it out.
As long as it's going out for bid, I'm good with it.
So, Mr. Mayor, just so that I think staff is clear, are you all authorizing a termination of the contract with notice if it does not have a penalty? Or are you wanting this issue to come back before the commission at another date?
I would say we could move forward if it don't have a major penalty, a major cost to the city. I think that's just my impression. I don't know if in Georgia
Yeah,
feel
but
the same
maybe
way.
your major cost is not the same number that I think is a major cost.
Well, we can put a
Yeah.
number out there, you know, if it costs us, say, over $10,000 or whatever number you want to put there, I'm comfortable with that too. I didn't dictate or state what particular number, but the city attorney, I'm quite sure would let us know that, you know, this is going to be a substantial cost or not. That's my main concern. So if you want to add a number to that, we can certainly do that. I would have no objection to that. Anyone thinking of a number they want to use for is what we consider to be major costs. Sometimes there are some costs for early termination, and I just don't want us to be surprised if it happens.
Right, and typically with these contracts, Mr. Mayor, there's probably not, because you hire them based on a project.
Right.
And so it's doubtful, but I just wanted to make sure so that in the back end, if I got a request to do a letter, I knew that I was doing it with with the consent of the commission. So, why don't we do this? If it does have a termination provision that has a cost attached, we will bring it back to you all for consideration. Okay? And if it doesn't, then you all are authorizing us to go ahead and terminate, okay?
Right.
With the proper notice.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
the city commission haven't had this contract properly explained, but both our city attorney and our city manager with the stipulation that we will move forward with the termination unless it has some type of financial clause that would put a financial burden on the city. We would then bring it back to the commission before approval.
Need to make a motion for that?
Yes.
Mayor Bab, I move to cancel the WGI contract as long as it does not, as long as the city does not incur any costs. If it does, we'll bring it back to the commission.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Has been moved by Commissioner Bolden and properly second by Commissioner Perez that we terminate and cancel WGI contract with the stipulation if it costs the city any monies that it would be brought back at the next meeting. Call for questions. Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bolden?
Yes?
Commissioner Perez?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, City Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we move to the next discussion, which is the discussion and consideration of cabinets at the Marina. This item was brought up at our last meeting for consideration for a future agenda item. It's now being placed on there. What we really wanted to do is give the city manager some guidance and some thought that as a commission as a whole, we want to see this item hopefully move forward so he can come up with some type of budget and some type of plan to have it done if that's the desire of the majority of this commission.
So I do have a call into FDEP, the representative, to ask what is the process for us to move forward with placing cabinets on there. So she said she would speak with her supervisors and stuff, and I haven't gotten a call back, but I was out of town last week, so, and I didn't see a message left when I got back, so I have to call her again tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm almost sure we should have some type of documentation at City Hall. I mean, we didn't put them up there in the beginning just on our own. So the state had to give us some authorization that this is okay, you can install cabinets there. So I don't think that's gonna be the holdup, but
Okay.
we do, even in the meantime, we need to start looking at a plan and an action to see how many we want to start off with, the feasibility and how we're gonna run them out, because I know during the Mud Bowl, I received a couple of calls about whether or not the city had cabinets that they could rent overnight or during the weekend. So that's definitely been something I think we all have been hearing. We all have a desire, I think, to have those cabinets up as soon as we can get them done. We don't have a hotel in the city of Pahokee, and hopefully we're gonna be getting one in the very near future. But in the meantime, we need a short-term solution to that shortage of not having proper housing for people who want to come into our city.
Yes, sir.
At this time, any commissioner want to just add anything, any direction to the city manager, any thoughts that you want to share with him as far as trying to move something like this along?
Is that something that we're looking to do, or are we gonna open it up for citizens who, you know, are a bit more ambitious to provide opportunities for them to maybe own cabins or rent them out or something like that? Are we gonna provide our citizens with those opportunities?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think we should do both.
She's in.
The city should have a certain amount that we would own and be responsible for, and if there's citizens out there that want, like the one we already have that's owned by citizens, allow them the opportunity to put cabinets up there, you know, similar to what we have now. So I would say both.
Another thing that I want to ask is about uniform guidelines. Are we going to have uniform guidelines in terms of how they look. I think presentation is important, and I think the cabins, even though some of them may be different sizes, I think they kind of need to look the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they always been like that. They always been uniform.
And what is the plan for, or are there any rules that we have to follow with regard to emergency situations like hurricanes? We would have to move those in the event that there's a hurricane. Is that correct?
I don't think you have to totally move them, but you have to probably, because of low-lying area, maybe evacuate the cabinets. But I'm not 100%, but that's something that the city manager and his research would have to look at and make sure that all the guidelines and the proper procedures there. So.
Well, you know, when they first had them up there and they had that hurricane, I know that he was looking for a place to store them. I don't know if it's because he was, you know, he needed to because of the state, or if it was his own.
Yeah, it may be a requirement, especially if it's a certain categorized hurricane, say like category 5. It may be designed where you may have to take them up, and that may be prohibited. Some folks are even considering, but I'm not sure. That's something he would look at.
In some coastal areas where they have those, because they kind of look like mobile homes, but you know, like a little bungalows. And what they do is they the base, the posts, they're made out of brick, and they're usually like 1 story high. So the houses will be like 2nd story, 3rd story, and then the bottom, if there's any water coming, you know, it'll, you know, go through the bottom and it won't affect it. Doesn't help with the wind, but that's how they're doing it because of the code.
So while the city manager is waiting on some direction from the state, in the meantime, him and his staff hopefully will begin doing some type of preparation to help move this forward and come up with some guidelines and some direction, and even some budgetary information that we can move forward. Before we just move, I mean, I guess we don't have to decide now, but we may want to know a minimum of how many we would like to at least start off with as a project of the city. That's something we can share with him at a later date, depending on the
I would
number.
say at least 10 homes.
Yeah. It gonna really may dictate maybe the cost of them and whether we're gonna
I think
finance or pay for
the
them.
more you buy, the lower the cost.
Yeah.
And then again, all we have to do is give a down payment for all of them, and then they'll pay for itself by renting it.
Okay.
So we could do Airbnb by the night, by the.
I don't think no one objected to that, so our thought is try to have a minimum of 10. That's what we'll look at initially and see where we go
Then
from
again,
there.
depending on the cost, if we could get more, it's more. I mean, we have 100 and something lots.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't need a motion or anything on that. I don't imagine it's more of a direction to the city manager for his guidance of moving it forward, and then have to
We
come back at
also
some
have to
point.
consider, we gotta have, you're gonna have to have, maintaining the cabins, you know, like housekeeping. You're gonna have to have housekeeping.
Well,
What about utilities? Are utilities up to date out there?
Hmm.
Are the utilities up to date up there?
I mean, we could manage it.
Sewage lines, power lines?
If they get,
Yeah, it's
Well,
something.
our electricity probably needs to be updated in the panels, because we've had electrical company look at it. And so our panel boxes need to be upgraded, as well as the ampage. You know, we had 30 ampage, and it needs to be 50 for the current stuff and the new
well,
RVs and stuff like that, or
we don't need to wait till
cabins. So, but I will take the direction, and we'll call them tomorrow regarding extending cabins at the campground, come up with a plan of action, give some options on housing style, make sure that there's a standard there, and can citizens be involved as well as the city in doing this, hurricane ready and a minimum of 10.
Okay, so. Right. In addition, input or comments from the commission?
While we're at it, the internet, internet,
The county is, Palm Beach County is working on bringing us fiber optics,
okay.
so,
Water, sewer, and road, and gates, security,
Yeah.
Yeah, security, yeah.
because we gotta make sure they're not.
yeah, we're
anybody-
waiting on a claim because someone, I guess, Ms. Adams, was it last year or year before, somebody took out the gate? So we do have a claim in there for it, because there was a gate operator and someone hit it. So, we see that there wasn't a claim in, and we're, placing a claim in there. So we just gotta find out which insurance company did we have at that time, cause it's changed.
And how far do we go up? I know there's a gate, but. do
It's
we
just
go-
right as you, it's right there where the
Right past the
drive
top.
is.
It's on the lower end, that's it.
It's
But
right
then
before the
there's gotta be
first
one on the
pad.
top.
But we could go up the hill with some type of barrier. How do we create a bit of privacy for anyone staying there?
They used to,
Oh,
they used to
Just
have,
have a gate.
yeah, they used to have security on top.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something too, at some point, the Marina as a whole, we need to have a workshop on, because the amenities out there, I know we've been looking for the last few years of trying to upgrade our Marina. We got to make a decision on whether or not we want to contract that responsibility out, whether the city want to continue to try to maintain it ourselves, or some type of combination. Even these log cabinets we're talking about, we put 10 or 20 or however, and we contract it out. We got to figure out the responsibility now, how that transferred over to the new management company, and are we still required now to pay off those log cabinets? So there's a lot of things we got to look at and work out, but we got to start brainstorming and making sure that we're world-class Marina, because if you look at Belglade, and I hate to keep doing comparison, but their Marina full. We got to find out why ours are not, and what can we do to attract, campers there to make sure it's full. So that's just something we can look at.
We may need to consider an experienced and proven property management company to keep the standard where we need to be. And it also kind of can alleviate us from taking on more than we can handle as well. That's a huge
But the thing
responsibility.
is that it's employment.
I mean, here's the
You
thing,
have a chance for employment if the city runs it.
I mean, it never
And
hurts
there's
to
no
ask
reason
Belgrade how
why
to
we
do
cannot
theirs.
do it.
Huh?
We could always ask Belgrade how they run theirs, get some advice.
Mhm.
I have Susan on the phone, she's called in.
Do the commission have some questions they want to ask Susan? We're gonna wait till the next meeting.
No, I'll wait.
I'll wait.
I'd rather
They said
do it
they'll just
first.
wait.
We can't wait, we're gonna have a special meeting, because by law, we gotta have it done by the 30th, this amendment. So it's not like we
We have a
can
meeting
wait,
too.
Before this-
but we're gonna be fined, not fined, but it'll be a finding on the audit.
Before we adjourn the meeting, we'll schedule a special meeting and then share the date with her and make sure it's not a conflict.
So you, okay. Okay. Okay, thanks. All right, bye.
Okay. Next item on for discussion is the consideration of having an amphitheater built. Again, this is not only for our community entertainment, it's also a way of making money, income, producing for the city. And I know that the city manager previously has indicated that we're looking also at one at Martin Luther King Park. I suggested the Marina because of the central location, so we're really maybe talking about both. Again, Belglade have their amphitheater on their marina on the lake, And I think it would be ideal if we can build one also there. So this is brought back, put on the agenda for our discussion and give some input to the city manager, letting them know that we feel as a commission, this is a priority item that we would like to see move forward as we go.
Okay, I don't know.
I would like to see
Well,
I think he was making, we'll get everybody input in, but
I
Mr.
think,
Bowden.
I think the marina would be nice, however, I'm thinking we might run into some issues on the marina. I would rather have it at MLK Park, but that's just me.
Where do you think the issues in the marina, what kind of?
Well, we'd have to have a discussion with the Army Corps of Engineers, and who knows what kind of
Oh, as far as
red
building
tape that they
it?
have. Yeah.
Well, they built it in Belgrade.
Well, they're not necessarily situated the same way we are on their marina.
You know where they have all those rocks, where it's supposed to be a parking lot full of rocks?
The key
That's not
is,
as bad.
I think we can
Spot for it.
try, or should try to do both. One at MLK plus the marina, but certainly would have to look into the regulation and
More
requirement.
attractive to, I
Well,
guess, to.
I personally have talked with the Army Corps of Engineers. They're telling me there's a lot of red tape that we would have to cross. However, I did speak with a senator, was it a senator? And I was told there's always a way to make things happen, to not give up on it. And I do have a sketch in reference to a pavilion, amphitheater with pavilions, so we can have a main attraction with a swimming pool. And they like the idea, and they're on board with it. So I don't know who I presented to, get an architect to finish drawing it out. And I think we can do this at the marina, alongside with the Veterans Memorial Park. Have everything on one spot at our marina, make that a main attraction, since people come down here. And specifically when they come with the bikes, the guys who spoke with the bikes, they go around the dike, they can make some stops there. And plus, the restaurant can take advantage of that.
So what side are you thinking about?
And that's the thing, I don't know if I can talk about it here, or it's just with the city manager, he's aware of it. I just need to show him everything. I just don't want to break any sunshine laws or,
We're in a meeting.
but I don't have the drawing with me right now, that's what I'm saying.
No, not drawing, I mean, like, on the marina, like.
Well, it's on the north end of the marina, because Pahokee owns, I don't know, like 2 miles of that, of the north side of the marina, right? Going towards Canal Point.
I'm not 100% sure.
So we have plenty of property up
Going
there.
towards where the.
Canal,
where
going towards
the
Canal
home-
Point,
the-
going towards Canal Point. I think that would be a perfect spot around it, because it's more of a beachy area too.
I mean, I think it will look nice. I'm just
I
saying,
mean,
I
what-
know there are gonna be a lot of barriers.
Yeah.
And, you know,
There's
at some
nothing
point,
like a concert by the water.
yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to, I can print it out. I don't know if I could do that, city attorney?
I'm sorry?
I could print out an idea, which already have it laid out, with the amphitheater, with the swimming pool, public swimming pool, and pavilions,
And give it to
to the commission, or what steps do I take?
the manager.
To the manager?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it to him, and,
An amphitheater with a pool?
yes, an amphitheater outward, and then you have a swimming pool right between the dike,
That's gonna be it.
the beach, and the amphitheater. It's open area, you can put a pool in there. I seen it up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's,
but,
that's gonna open us up to a lot of liability.
I don't know about a pool.
I mean-
You know, you have a concert and.
Well,
and
it's
you
not-
have drinks and you have a pool and you have a
Well,
lake and you
and then
got.
you have animals that are attracted to water.
Yeah, but see, y'all jumped in the gun because you don't understand how it works, that's why. You don't know how it works, that's why I can
I
understand
just
that.
think at some point, we're gonna have all different types of events, and
Yeah, you're talking about
we
liquor,
can't,
no one's saying about selling liquor up there. First of all, we
have
can't
it
even
too
have liquor at the
concentrated.
marina.
we have to spread some of these events out.
Okay, well, at least we're planting a seed in the city manager head as far as what we want to see happen maybe in the next year or immediate future.
It might even be a good idea to actually have a professional organization give us some counsel on the best possible place to put one. So, something to consider.
Yeah. And then even our engineering firm, you know, they can assess our
That would be
community
the one
and see
that,
what would be
yeah.
the most feasible place, like you say, yeah.
You
And
can't
it-
go wrong
Yeah.
putting an amphitheater right at the
No.
marina. You're not
Yeah.
gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna have all
Yeah.
kinds of venues trying to book it.
Yeah, and we would have some outside assistance too. I mean, even the county, they have an amphitheater, Belgrade have one, so as far as the input, we should be able to get some good thoughts and good suggestions how we can move
Now, do
forward.
we have the money?
That's, we have to find, that's one of the ways we have
We
to
could
find
plan all
out.
day,
Yeah.
but if we don't have the money, we can
Yeah.
move forward.
There's always something out there.
Yeah.
But we
And again,
definitely
the
need to
amphitheater,
generate-
I won't say it's overly expensive, it's an outside little stadium, it's just almost like a big pavilion almost, with a stage and lighting and
Kinda like the
amplification.
dome, like
So it's not gonna be
dome.
total absorbent as far as cost, but I'm not saying that's still not a concern. We definitely have to find out the cost and how we're gonna be able to finance it.
Yeah,
Get it?
we need to be serious about starting to generate income.
Yes, absolutely. And this commission too got to put its prints on something too. These projects we're working on, their previous project, which still is good. We're checking them off, but our own projects too, some big ideas that the city and the community is looking for us to try to come up with something that would be eye-catching and say, wow, they're on the ball and they're doing what they need to do. Okay, are there any additional comments to the city manager before we move on? Okay, now we'll move to the mayor report, and of course it'll be very brief. The city of Pahokee has lost 4 notable residents recently, and that's not all, but just notable that I'm aware of, and those are Linda Moss, Mother Annie Mervin, Annie Miller, I'm sorry, Mother Mervin, and recently today, Deacon James Rose. So we just want to ask the community to continue to keep those families in our thoughts and prayers. Mother Mervin just recently passed, haven't had the funeral yet. That's Vice Mayor Mervin, mother-in-law. We all know Linda Moss, Mother Annie Miller was former city commissioner, can't even think of her name now, mother-in-law also. So we just want to keep that in mind. Also, I hate to be a bearer of bad news. I don't even like to mention it because of the media, but we've had 2 homicides in the last week here in Pahokee, and we just want to continue to pray for those families, everybody who's affected by it. That's crime, whether or not person is good or bad. It affects a lot of people, a lot of family members, and we want to make sure and continue to do the thing that we can do as citizens to kind of help make our communities safe. And one thing, we got to learn to treat everybody with respect and love, and treat them the way we would like for us to be treated ourselves. And hopefully that gesture would help bring some stability in our community. I've always bragged that the city of Pahokee is one of the safest communities in Palm Beach County. But from the outside, especially when we talk about investors and trying to bring business in, the first thing they ask is your community is safe. But we all feel a loss when anyone lose their life. So we're just hoping that we can just pull together as a community and do the things that we can do within our control to make our community safe. Even if that meaning, if you have any information about anything that's in violation of the law, there's some kind of way, share that with law enforcement so they'll be able to solve the crime really quick so it can make our community continue to be safe. And lastly, I just want to mention, we had a successful Thanksgiving turkey giveaway just this Monday. A lot of folks came through. We wasn't the only organization or agency that gave away turkeys this year. PBSO community unit provided turkeys, I believe, yesterday at Martin Luther King Park. Anchor and Bowling Foundation also provided turkeys at the stadium yesterday from 4 to 6. And Denars Jenkins also provided turkeys. So the community came together and helped make sure that its residents have some nice things for Thanksgiving. And lastly, I just want to wish, on behalf of this commission, along with our city manager and our entire city staff, wish everyone a happy, blessed, and safe Thanksgiving this year. And that concludes the mayor report. Now we'll move to the city manager report.
Thank you, sir. Just piggybacking on what the mayor said, we were able to give out 157 turkeys today. 25 were from fire and rescue. We were able to do 132, sir. I understand Mr. Bowden did approximately 300. And then how many were you able to?
We gave away 458.
458?
Yes, sir.
So,
And before I just move forward, you mentioned fire rescue, and I want to just emphasize, they also even help distribute the turkeys or hand them out at the city here yesterday also. And we certainly thank the PBSO for all they continue to do to serve the community.
yes, sir. I guess workshops here, just to, I guess I want to get consensus that's not on here that just came up tonight was the budget amendment. Would we like to have a workshop next Tuesday, the 29th, and then have a commission meeting for the budget amendment?
I would suggest, just my suggestion, I won't be here on the 29th. I'm going to the
Orlando.
the legislative conference in Orlando, so maybe that Monday, the 28th.
Okay, is that,
We're all going.
okay, but Monday the 8th, are you available next Monday?
Whenever I have to read them.
Yeah, as long as it's early enough.
Yeah, so if we did a workshop at 5 and then vote on it at 6, is that okay? Is that enough time?
Monday,
Mayor
December
Bab,
8th.
if I may, just a suggestion of mine. If I'm not mistaken, like I overheard, it said Susan was on the phone. Did she call in tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so, and this is just my suggestion, is there any way that we can clear this up tonight? Next week, is a short week. I also will be at the committee meetings next week in Orlando. So if it's all possible, if she's on the phone and she's able, because next week is really pushing it, and we know that this has to be done before the end of the month. So if it's possible, if she could be reached on the phone, can we just clear it and I get questions answered tonight?
So we got 30 days for it, did you say it?
No,
Because
by the
it's really
30th.
a short week, and
Oh,
really
this
pushing
month.
out, probably be able to
Yes,
make
sir.
budget
And y'all gonna be-
workshop in order to
Yeah, Tuesday, but we can do it Monday.
Yeah, that's fine. That's her suggestion.
Yeah, if you choose to do that, Mayor, you just have to take it off the table and then bring the item back up again.
Okay.
Or you want me to try to get
Yeah,
something?
let's make sure that that's fine with the commission as a whole. I definitely don't have any problem. Lisa trying to attempt to get whatever question we have answered. If not, then at a last resort, we can say, we didn't get clear enough explanation. We want to go ahead and have this special meeting. But
Question. The document that you have with the line items on it,
Yes,
is
sir.
that what she's gonna talk to us about and walk us through?
Yeah, she can walk us through.
So can we get
This?
copies of that so that Commissioner Perez and the rest of the commission can follow along as she discusses it?
I need 5 of these. All right, so I'll get them out to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
No,
We're talking about
what
right now.
we're trying to do
tonight.
is follow
He said
Vice
fine.
Mayor's suggestion to see if we can get this
Thank you.
done tonight. So we would have to have those packages now, so we can follow Susan along. So it'll be now. We're gonna go ahead.
I gotta ask her, cause she's
Yeah, okay.
driving.
This
we
is
can do
gonna
that.
be, this is gonna be a little complicated. Us trying to follow her on the phone, you know we can't hear right.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna work, but if that's what we wanna at least try, if not, I can agree with whatever this majority of this commission wanna do.
Is it having Monday or
That was
Thursday?
just one suggestion, is try to go ahead and get it done, so we don't have to deal with it later.
Or we can come by Friday.
This Friday?
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
You wanna fight, don't
Thanksgiving on Friday.
you? Thanksgiving,
So,
Thursday, and Friday, people probably.
He's trying to get the okay whether or not we wanna try to do the 5 packages. What do the majority feel? Do you wanna try it or not? If not, we'll just have to do the Monday. If that's gonna be probably the earliest we can do it.
We posted Monday.
I just rather wait. I don't wanna do this,
Yeah,
like
that's
in a
right.
hurry
What would be
on
your
the
preference?
phone and-
We got 2 saying they don't wanna try it tonight, so.
If we can do it tonight, but I understand
We're
the
gonna rush
position.
right through it tonight. We'll rush right through it. So you wait till Monday.
We can wait.
Okay, I agree, we can wait. I don't have a whole lot of questions, but I can wait till Monday. So we'll do
And
that.
we could do this in a special meeting, one hour.
Can we still get the copies today, tonight, though?
Yeah.
Okay,
So they want 5 copies?
that's right.
Yeah, so they are, well, yeah, 5, cause I can take over to, Vice Mayor.
So you're checking
Monday.
availability for
Yeah,
Monday?
yep, I am, and then, but, what time, sir? 5, 6?
Time you want to try to have a little earlier, or you good at 5?
Whatever.
5 is right.
5 is good.
4 or 5?
5?
5.
Anytime is good with
Yeah,
me,
as long as it's
so
early.
you guys decide.
Yeah, 'cause we gotta leave early the next day.
Yeah, hopefully this shouldn't, hopefully it wouldn't take an hour.
About an hour is the most.
We wanted to have it, Monday the 28th.
Well, we always think it's gonna be an hour.
Call me back as soon as you can. I'll try to.
And everything is Thursday.
Mayor, would it be a workshop and then the vote?
Yeah.
A special meeting.
Special
That's a
meeting
special
following the
meeting.
workshop. It will be
Spe-
a workshop and then a special
Special
meeting
meeting,
following the
okay.
workshop.
I'll be at work.
When-
You're
The
good,
daily meeting?
city manager?
Yep.
So we're on your report, you know where you got off at. Your manager report.
Okay.
A special meeting.
Because it's like the national city. To all the other.
Just do a special meeting. When we done, 'cause they can discuss it and vote on it.
To, you know, it's almost like
You know, the work, the workshop is just for discussion, but it can be done very.
I think so. I think we could do it here on the
That's key here. Okay. Especially started 5.
So workshop at 4:30, can y'all do that?
4:30 on Monday?
Yeah.
It's Monday coming, right?
4:30 workshop.
Listen, you know, if you do a special meeting, you can discuss everything in that special meeting because it's specifically for that item.
That's what they want to do in there now, for special meeting after the workshop.
Huh?
I I was just
She
telling
gonna
you.
advertise, though, the special meeting will be called at 5 o'clock. So we're gonna do both a workshop, 45, and our special meeting start at 4:30.
All right.
And any question I'd answered in the workshop, we
4:30
can,
is the workshop and 5 the meeting?
4:30.
Special meeting.
5 o'clock special meeting, workshop's 4:30.
4:30 to 5
It's only
workshop.
30 minutes for
We
the
can all,
workshop.
yeah, we can
I think
add,
the workshop will go longer than the meeting. The meeting is just a vote.
okay. All right, let's do 4 to 5.
So the city clerk, the acting clerk is saying that we can, special meeting, we can discuss all that and then vote. We can just start at 4:30, go through it, and then at the end, just vote.
Okay, so you just not.
Because it's just for that item.
All right, ain't no problem.
4:30. All right, special meeting. What, would you be able to be available for the special meeting?
Yes.
I forgot to ask.
Okay. All right, everything clear. All right, Ms. Lucas, you continue with your,
Will you be able, or are you attending?
I think so.
All right.
I have my calendar.
All right, next, consensus on, we'd like to suggest a workshop for Tuesday, December 6th at 6 p.m. or December 13th at 5 regarding ARPA guidelines we're trying to finish up and city beautification. Which date would you like? The 6th, Tuesday, or the 13th, and do it before the city commission meeting?
13th,
13th?
I say 13th, same day with the meeting.
don't say the, okay.
Regarding ARPA guidelines.
Would you be available?
but,
Or you don't have to come to
what
workshop,
is
do you?
that
This is
What day is it?
the date of our next one, the 13th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you have some good.
Yeah, they,
Before a meeting.
they wanted just, well, yeah.
There may be questions,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't do it for commission meeting.
When, okay, this workshop is on ARPA guidelines and citywide beautification.
Yeah, so just look down
Can you
below.
explain, like,
So just look at under pending. Home repair and incentive programs, we want to be able to structure how would we get the money, the X dollars per household out, the infrastructure, COVID-related, marina and campground, you know, how much monies we're looking in this first round of money we allocated in the budget, which he's going to print. You'll see that we got $1.5 million. How we want to break that down to be used. And then the beautification, where do you move? We want these trash receptacles throughout the city, the benches throughout the city, and then I'll have an amount. I'll make some suggestions, but I want to nail this so we can move forward and get to spending.
okay, but we're only gonna do this with half of the money of the ARPA, or we're considering the entire 3.2 million?
The other half.
No, we just only dealing with the fiscal year 2022-23. Because you guys earmarked just 1.5. Then we're gonna have the balance of that we can break up in the next couple of years, or you can do another big lump sum. It's your call, but for right now, we're just dealing with this year and 1.5 million.
So we broke it down to 2 fiscal years, or at least,
Just one right
Half
now.
of it for what?
Just one right now. So we can get going. We have all the money in. We got almost 2 million, 3.2 million as a whole, but we just moved over a pinch or half.
Cause what I'm saying, 1.3 million for all these things. It sounds like a lot of money, but you got a lot of things on here.
Yeah, and
And they're
Jim
not
is,
cheap.
and then Jim is answering a question for the mayor of, can we prepay the sheriff department? So she's, and I gotta call her tomorrow to follow up, on that, cause I tried to reach out to her, but she couldn't get to me yesterday.
So where would that, in the budget, where would that go?
It's in the budget. You guys approved the budget.
But we approved the budget to pay them, so.
No. We haven't defined it yet. All we did was say, out of $3.2 million under capital improvement, we had years 1 through 3 or 4, what did we want to do? So we elected as a team to just use half the money for this year, this 22-23 year. That's it. We haven't defined it yet. That's what I want to do so we can start spending.
Yeah, but that's not my question. My question is the sheriff's department payment. It's
We want to get a
already
legal
there.
decision on it. That's what we're waiting for.
But
Can
it-
we-
but it's
can we-
budgeted.
Yes,
Where?
technically,
On the-
I showed it as a prepayment. You're right. But we're not going to pull the trigger until we get the official legal comment back from Jim.
And if we cannot do it, that goes back to the general fund for their,
Well, we got it allocated. However, it either it pushes us $585,000 of more, whatever. But you guys gonna decide that. So either that's gonna be 1.5 or 2 million if we get the push like we want. The leverage.
the Marina campground here. Does that include the cabins that we're talking about, or what it, cause, infrastructure, like, is it infrastructure for the Marina campground, or what infrastructure are we talking about? Or is that what we're gonna discuss?
Your streets, infrastructure, sidewalks, those things, that's infrastructure. The marina campground's a whole nother beast. That is the marina itself. Once you go up the hill, what you wanna do there. We got docks D, E, and F that are highly prioritized that we need to get done. There's some other things. So I'll make some suggestions and then you guys tell me, but one of them starts with a legal definition that we're trying to get settled with Gemma.
Okay, so, as far as the marina, you not only have the docks, you also have that road that is like going to the campsites.
Well, that's what he's talking about, the infrastructure.
That's what I'm talking about. Cause, the marina, he says, is a different beast, but we not only have the docks, we have the road.
Okay.
We got the county helping with the internet. How about just water and sewer? It's everything like, now that we're gonna, is what I said, when we tackle a project, complete it, not, little bit here, little bit there,
Okay,
like.
think about this. You can do it over 2 phases. You can do what you can do now, and then you got another pinch of 1.6 maybe million dollars more that you gotta allocate. Rome wasn't built in a day, so we can pace ourselves, but like you say, what's the total picture that you want? How much it's gonna cost? Do I have to go out and get us bond money? We have one big thing outstanding is paying off the football field. I think we're under 100,000 for that. How much balance we got, Adams, on the football field? About 100,000 through the Belgrade Bank? Yeah, so there's just priorities of when you wanna pay that off,
That
free
is,
up money.
it's a low of 100,000. We're
Yeah,
paying
it could be paid off this year, this fiscal year, from what I understand.
Oh, yeah.
But I can confirm with Susan, but the numbers are there in the budget.
Okay, let's go back to the workshop for the 13th.
Okay, you wanna do
What time are we
13?
suggesting there? I think we need, if the regular meeting is at 6, this particular workshop probably gonna need 2 hours. So from 4 to 6 workshop, we got 2
Okay,
main themes in there, the Marina and the,
all right, workshop and then,
beautification, whatever project we doing.
then commission meeting. Yes, sir, got it. The 13th.
So that's all, that's acceptable for the commission, right? They have a workshop 2 hours prior to our regular commission meeting, which starts at
Yep.
6. So from 4 to 6, we'll have the workshop on those 2 items, and then at 6 o'clock, we'll start our regular commission meeting. Now, at this workshop, the city manager gonna have basically everything kind of outlined for us, and we're just gonna give input. There may need to be some amendments, adjustments, or whatever, but he's not just gonna walk in here and say, what do y'all wanna do? He's gonna kind of give us a guide from the staff perspective.
I'm gonna have
Then
a
we will
PowerPoint
make
that I'm gonna
change.
put up there, and I'm gonna have options, numbers.
Well, in that case, I wanna meet with you prior to. So, we could be on the same page.
Okay.
In the last commission meeting, I'm dealing with ARPA. One of the things that I mentioned was setting some funds aside for mental health. Oftentimes, people's occupations only allow them to have about 3 sessions. That is also one of the justifiable uses of ARPA funds as well. In the event that that money is not used, we can kind of give it a time period or whatever for people to utilize it if they need it. If it's not used, we can apply it to something else. But I think it's really important to, a lot of people went through a lot of things this year, and it was exacerbated by the COVID epidemic. So if we could set some funds aside for that, to allow some of our citizens to get the mental health services that they need, at least make it available. And if they don't use it, then you can move it later.
How would you do something like that?
Well, like I said, some people can get up to 3 sessions, and then after that, they have to privately pay for their mental health services out of pocket. 3 sessions for a lot of people is not enough. So in the event that they need more sessions, there's ways that we can communicate,
Are
with
there programs for that already?
They got it.
I don't think so.
They have
Well,
those kind of services.
at a minimum, we have to look at that, though, and see what mental health have under their ARPA umbrella, and see if it can be extended, and make sure that our residents are able to tap into that, and we can maybe bridge the gap if there's a gap. But we want to definitely follow up and see what their plans are as far as addressing the mental
Right,
health.
they might need 7 more sessions. Just giving them the opportunity to kind of pull themselves together. The opportunity to do that, I think, is what we need to provide our citizens with. And if they don't use it over a certain period of time.
This is based on COVID. This is like trauma from COVID?
Well, the final rule actually states that even if a person had a pre-existing mental health issue and it was exacerbated by COVID, then that's a justifiable use of it. You can use ARPA funds to actually help people with mental health services.
Yeah, let's see what programs
I
are out
think
there.
it affected more people, states that had total lockdowns, for years.
Yeah.
I mean, months and years. We really didn't experience that much of a lockdown. Now, drug abuse, that's,
That concludes you. Your report, you continue.
Pretty much, the only thing I wanted to go over with you guys is just these upcoming events we got going on. So, City Hall on the back of this page too, you just, we got Thanksgiving, Thursday, Friday, City Hall be closed. Then we moved, just for a reminder, we moved Veterans Day because of the tropical storm Nicole from November 11th to the 29th, and it'll be out at the Marina flagpoles from initially from 12, and then once we're done, we're gonna have the ceremony inside in the Marina conference room to give out the presentations and everything.
We won't be here the 29th.
You keep going on the 29th.
All right, so I gotta move it though.
But there's
Glad I went over this. So, will y'all be back for community tree lighting ceremony?
Nope.
December,
It's from the
second
30th to the
is
2nd.
when is the 30th to the 29th, to the 2nd? We'll be here the 29th, it's the 30th through the 2nd.
We're there for 3 days.
wow. So,
Check your email.
so yeah, I got the tree lighting, I got community tree decoration, and then we got the parade the 5th. Then we got the giveaway for toys and Santa photo for December 20th.
The 30th.
30th. We'll leave the 30th.
Huh?
It starts at 30th, correct?
Yeah.
It'll be the
30th.
29th.
The 30th to the
29th
2nd.
is good, we don't leave till the 30th, it's the 30th through the 2nd.
All right, so then, all right.
You could leave the veterans, we'll be here.
Leave the veterans, but then I gotta move the community tree lighting and the community tree decoration. I gotta move that. So y'all good for Monday the 5th, right? December 5th, Monday, y'all good for the parade, correct?
Yep.
All right.
The tree lighting is on the 5th, you said?
No, I gotta move it from the 1st. We got, the community wants to come decorate the tree. So today, we got a tree in today, the 20-foot pre-lit tree, we got to assemble it. And we'll put out all the decorations Monday. We start lining everything. I got permission today to put the tree on Miss Roberts' property, and then we got a big 40-foot long season greeting sign that we can put either in front or aside the tree, and then we can just start decorating the tree. Plus, I got a 3-foot star on top of that tree.
How about all the other decorations? When
Oh,
do
we
that?
got a lot.
But when we're gonna do it, cause
He
we
just said,
don't wanna wait till December 20 and then have it
he just said,
10 days.
He just said it.
You guys are the ones out of town.
He's talking about the tree.
Yeah,
There's a whole lot of decorating. He's talking about all the other trees,
you're talking about
the
decorating tree, right?
lights.
Okay.
So,
He's talking about
so okay, so y'all be back. Can we do,
30 through the 2nd.
So when y'all come back, the Pahokee should be lit.
No.
oh, give me one. I gotta give it to Murphy.
Right.
Ma'am. Huh? No, I'm trying to, I'm trying to see. Cause they're out of town. So, I mean, we're gonna have to do it Saturday the 3rd? Cause I guess you guys are out of town the 1st and the 2nd.
Just 2 days.
And then, when do we have the ceremonies for the public?
Ceremony for the what?
So the 30th through the 2nd, you guys are gonna be in Orlando, right? So the earliest is Saturday, because the 5th is the parade, which is that Monday. So when do we get the tree lighting in?
What
Or
day
do you
is
wanna
the
do,
30th?
because it'd be nice to have the lights out at night when the people are doing a parade.
Yeah.
We can do it on the Saturday, the lighting.
So,
On the day before the parade, is that the fourth?
yeah, the Saturday, the 3rd.
The third?
The 3rd of December.
The goal
So
is.
what time will we do that? The decorating and then, the tree lighting,
The decorating and the tree lighting can go on the same day,
right?
and we can do it an hour, and the decorating and
So that's going to be done in the evening.
it can all be done in the same day. We would suggest that the decorating be done a little earlier, maybe between 4 and 5, so that we still have some daylight. And then the tree lighting would start when the sun goes
That's all I'm
down, which
trying
is
to do.
a little after 6, about
They-
6, a little after 6.
It really
Well, when we're
changes.
talking about decorating, are we just talking about a tree?
So we're pre-decorating, but we're allowing the community to put accents on the tree. So like their special ornament, their own little touch to the tree. Just to
Like
kind of,
if we decorate the top half of the tree and then give it room near the lower level so people can put
Because-
special ornaments on it.
the base of the tree is big. It's about 10 feet.
Basically what
So
we did
the
last year.
circumference is about 10 feet.
That's what we did
So-
last year.
I guess the residents has been calling us asking, can they do it again? Can they put ornaments on the tree?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, are we just talking about a tree?
The tree.
No, it's gonna be decoration throughout the city. If we're gonna have
But
more.
that's not gonna,
No,
that's not
no.
gonna be done in an hour.
No, it's just the lighting of the tree, the decoration of the tree is what she's referring to for the
Yeah.
hour.
Right.
It's a tree.
And just to clarify,
This is
the
the-
decoration that you'll see throughout the community, those decorations are being assembled, so we can't just go out and just put them there. And that's what our public works team is doing right now. They're assembling, they're making sure that they're putting things where they're supposed to go, because every area has its own theme. So that's what they're doing, so that everything goes up, and it's done to perfection. And as far as the tree goes, the community will get the opportunity to decorate the base, because quite obviously it's a 20-foot tree, so they can't get to the top. We're going to handle pre-decorating that portion, and then we'll allow them to add their own accents to the
The
tree.
parade is that same day.
No, the
The
parade
parade
is Monday
is
the
a day
5th.
prior,
Okay,
the
so
2 days
all we're
before.
All we're doing
No,
is,
parade's that
The
Monday.
3rd. So we're having the tree decorating on the 3rd, the parade's on the 5th.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be in the evening, so.
so when are we lighting it? The
On-
3rd?
6 o'clock, the 3rd.
On the 3rd
light
at
the tree.
6.
And by that time, you're gonna have all the other areas decorated already.
Yes, that's currently being
Next week,
worked
they're gonna
on.
be decorated. You're gonna have a blue section, a red section, white section.
We're gonna deck the halls.
And everybody's gonna do their own?
Just the tree
No,
part
just
of
the,
it.
just the major tree.
No, I'm talking about the departments, because you say you're
So-
putting one in City Hall, one over here.
City Hall has a theme, Parks and Recreations has a theme, and then the Marina has a theme.
And are they gonna do it, or who's
So public-
gonna decorate these different things?
So Public Works is going to be working with us throughout the city, helping to stream the lights,
Give it-
helping
you
to
wanna come in?
assemble the giant ornaments and all of the decorations. They'll be assembling that for us as well.
Do we
Yes?
have is the committee helping with that as well? Do we have a committee helping with that?
So there are certain decorations that may be a bit complicated, and we don't want to get into any liability situations.
They can
But
get
as
hurt.
far as the simple things, the committee, I don't see an issue with the committee assisting with that. But as
So
as
you okay with
for
three?
all the other
On the
stuff, they're
3rd?
fine.
4 to 5, the public can come out, do whatever, or what, 4:30, what time do you want?
Pardon?
The public.
So the
come in
public
at
would be
4 or
from-
5 o'clock to decorate,
So the public would be from 4 to 5,
okay?
and then at 6 o'clock would be the actual lighting.
Okay.
And
Alright,
I
so
mean,
we're
it can
moving
go
that to the
on
3rd.
into about 5:30, just to give us some time to clean up and prep for the actual lighting.
Just one quick question.
Sir?
You mentioned the different theme at the different locations, but I didn't hear anything about downtown area, the main parade route area as far as, and it don't have to be an elaborate decoration, but something needs to be on those poles this year.
Yes.
I mean, we don't want a bare city, and everybody's not gonna go to Parks and Recreation, everybody may not even go up to the Marina, but
So-
they're gonna see some of the other
Do
decorations
we
that
have
we
the
should
things
have.
to hang on the light poles and all
So those are like 500 a pop, and
Sorry.
we needed to get those in like 3 weeks ago to get pole banners. So I did ground things that you will see. It's going to be very festive. You know, you got big Santas, you got big snowmen, you got things that says season greetings that's 40 feet long.
But they're gonna be on the ground.
Yeah.
The only thing about that, I mean, you're talking about some vandalism. Or we're talking about downtown, just in the general community itself. At least on the poles, nobody gonna
have the
climb
thing
a
to
pole.
hang 'em?
Do we have the clips that,
Yeah,
The pole clamp?
if we come up with one of those things, is there a place that if we get them, there's a place just to hang it? Or the poles don't?
I'll make a call and see how fast I can
At
make.
one
Well,
point, we
I
used
talked
to
to
have
about
that.
that.
So
They told me you have to get
The
The-
city
the
manager
type
said he'll
of-
look into it, trying to get something that.
Yeah, I'll try a couple other places for the banner.
We need to do something like that. It's
so
okay.
we
Yes,
have
sir.
to be a bit strategic with that because the type of poles we have, it takes,
We know
certain
what to do,
clips.
Peggy.
Yeah, we
That's
got
what
a
I'm
week though.
saying,
We
the
need
clips,
to work
we
on
have
it
the
if we
clips.
can get it done.
All right, sir.
Okay,
No problem. That concludes my report.
Okay.
thank you.
And then the lady, I guess, is coming for the proclamation.
She's out here yet? Okay, yeah.
Is this, come forward. The mayor would like to,
You want us to go down there?
Yeah, we're gonna go down and do this proclamation.
It's okay.
Yes.
Listen, so the agenda is online, so it's 2 different sections. I don't have Adobe, so just do it, just look at it. No, it's done. That's what I'm trying to say. It's already done. I printed the wrong one. Yeah, so it's online. I was able to change the Word document.
Thank you, Commissioner. What
Yeah,
we're
so
gonna
it's
do
good,
now
but
at this
this-
time is present this proclamation to the AIDS Coalition. Last year, we did the same thing at City Hall and presented it. We're gonna do it at our official. On behalf of the Pahokee City Commission, Vice Mayor Claire Verben, Commissioner Sarah Reyes, Commissioner Derek Bolden, Commissioner Warren Gonzalez, along with our city manager, Riley Lucas, and our entire city staff, it gives me honor as the mayor of this great city of Pahokee to present to you this proclamation representing the AIDS Coalition. We read it in our public meeting, so it's on record, but it's an honor to present this to you and your organization. So if you want to say a few words, be please happy to do that. I'm going to take a picture if you don't mind.
Thank you very kindly. Make it. Good evening.
Is it on?
Is it on?
There, it's on.
Is it on?
Okay, yes.
Good evening. I'm just gonna make it short, very short. I've been
tied up with medical professionals today for myself. And I have my husband in the car, he's sick as well. But I just could not let this opportunity pass by. And I'm just saying to the mayor here and his wife, they have been so supportive of others in this area. And I'm deeply impressed and just glad to be a part of this community. And Mayor Babb, like I say, he's been here for us for many years, since '84 we've been existing. And the information will be given to Robert Scott, who is over the World AIDS Day. And it will be noted that Pahokee participated in World AIDS Day by signing off on the proclamation. And this is a plus. Thank you, Pahokee. Thank you, Pahokee. We're 3-1, Pahokee South Bay. We were in Bell Lake last night, Pahokee tonight, and hopefully we'll get to South Bay soon too. So again, carry on your meetings, and please accept my apology for being late. This is not me. So much prayer, much power. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in person too. Thank you. Now we'll move to the city attorney report.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll move to the city commission comments. And before I forget anybody, I'm allow the vice mayor to go first, because I'm good at being forgetful. Vice Mayor Mervin.
Vice Mayor Mervin?
Okay.
Vice Mayor, you there?
Commissioner comments, Commissioner Mervin, Vice Mayor.
I just want to tell everyone to have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Keep everyone in prayer. Keep the city in prayer. Just look out for the less fortunate. I want to give a shout out to Tori. I know this will probably be a hard Thanksgiving and holiday season for her. That's the one that the son is still missing. She's still in our prayers. Hopefully everything will work out in her favor. Also for the parents of the ones that got shot down in this past week, and all of the loved ones, all the deaths we had in the community. I just pray that we can come together as a community, continue to look out for each other, love on each other, and just enjoy each other. Have a happy and safe holiday. Also, I don't know if Miss Tammy Butsy and her husband is still there, but I'd like to give a shout out to them. That is the Butsy and Brothers Funeral Home. I want to give a shout out to them, one of our businesses that's in the community. I want to thank them for coming out to our commission meeting tonight. Also, just have a happy, safe holiday, everyone.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Now we'll move to Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you. I'd like to give out thanks to PBSO, the fire station, the city of Pahokee, and Quan Bowden Faith Church for helping our community get some turkeys. They appreciate it, and some people told me to tell you guys thank you. Can't too many of them to mention, actually. I really appreciate that, and I want wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving week and weekend. And I have one question for the city attorney. Do we have any open lawsuits towards Pahokee?
I would need to check, and if you do have any, they're being handled by outside counsel through the insurance company.
Okay. And that will complete for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gonzalez. Commissioner Bowden.
I want to echo the same thanks that Commissioner Gonzalez, to all the guys, all the organizations that worked very hard over the past few days, serving our community, giving out turkeys and other trimmings. Thank you all. This past week was a very eventful week in Kansas City at the NLC Summit. Learned a lot. Can't wait to sit down and debrief and implement the things that we learned in these workshops. Very grueling schedule, but it was a lot of fun, and I said, I can't wait to see us make the progress that we need to make by actually applying the things that we learned in these workshops. That's all I have for now.
Thank you, Commissioner Bolden. Commissioner Perez?
Well, the same goes with me. Thanks to everyone, PBSO, always here, doing what you do best. To Q, the Anquan Bolden Foundation, thank you. The fire department, I believe Healthy Glaze did it too. The fire department, everyone that remembers this community and that's always giving back. I would ask if Regina could, I think she's got an announcement, and if you guys could allow her to make the announcement. It's got to do with government business. So if it's okay for you guys.
Regina Bowen, 366 South Barfield Highway. I'm just here to announce today we got a new county commissioner. Commissioner Sarah Perez was sworn in, and she is
Baxter.
Thank you.
Perez. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Sarah Baxter. Sorry. And she has hired me to take the position of assistant to her for the Glades region. So I will be in the office there in Belglade, upstairs, as soon as we get it set up and ready to go. But if anyone needs anything, my number is 561-914-5886. So we appreciate it. And she's also requesting that if you guys could fit her into a workshop when you have an opportunity. So I just came in, I heard you talking about a workshop, so she would like to be a part of that workshop so she can hear what your concerns are and how she can help. Okay? So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Other than that, I just want to wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving and holidays, and send a message to the youth in the community. Life is precious. God gives it, God takes it. Guns are very fun and fluttering, and sometimes it makes you feel like you're something, and when you're in the heat, you're quick to use it, but remember that you're taking a life and you could be going in for life. So, take advantage of the life that God has given you. He created you for a purpose. We all have a special purpose. So, give your life to Jesus and let him guide you, and so that you could find your purpose in this world. It'll keep you safe, and it'll keep everyone else safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next agenda item is for the good of the order, community events, feel-good announcement, and lastly, any potential items that need to be moved forward for the next agenda. And I'll start with anybody who have anything. We'll come back this way. Do you have any suggestions for future agenda items or any feel-good announcements?
I think we've already.
Okay, following our agenda. No, okay.
Yes, if we can add on, speak about the Veterans Memorial Park, because we always overlook that.
Well, I thought we were gonna talk about that when we did the amphitheater, because you said to tie it in.
Oh, okay, we could do that.
At the Marina.
Yeah.
I mean, or no, you don't want me to do?
I mean, that's what we talked about last time.
No, you just said it.
Last time, you and I spoke about.
Oh.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
I can put it on there, on a future one.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's
I do have some items for future agenda, but we got a full slate, especially these items coming up at our next commission meeting. So I'm gonna just defer that tonight.
Mayor,
Okay.
Ms. Adams,
Mayor, if I may, Dr. Wallace's son will be presented, they will be honoring on the 26th, this Saturday, for his memorial will be made on the 26th, this coming Saturday. I think it's at Commissioner's Park, yes.
What time?
I believe it's at 10 a.m. I think it's at 10 a.m. I'll check right quick, but I believe it's at 10 a.m. It's on the 26th.
Who's sponsoring that?
I think that's through Palm Beach County and Dr. Wallace, because they did it a few months ago, down on 715.
Okay.
But I'll check the time with Dr. Wallace.
You talking about two officers?
At PBS.
Yes.
Two officers?
Yes.
Okay.
The 20, I thought it was the 26th. 25th?
They have something at the Muck Tavern at 11 a.m. Wallace, Manuel Wallace, 15-year memorial service. Muck Tavern, I think, show me 190 Northwood.
Is that on the 25th?
I
Okay.
think
'cause
that-
it-
yeah, I think what they did is they ended up moving it because the Muck Tavern
Okay.
wanted to be part of it, so
Okay.
the Sheriff's Office, the Sheriff's Foundation paid for the foods.
Okay. Yeah, it was originally on the 26th, so it's had to move.
The 26th,
25th.
25th.
At the Muck Tavern.
That's Christmas, yeah?
Thanksgiving, day after
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Oh, that's on Thanksgiving?
Thursday. All right, thank you. I'll entertain a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
Second?
Yeah, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Been moved by Commissioner Perez, probably second by Commissioner Gonzalez. Call for question. Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Perez,
Oh, yeah.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Commissioner Bolden,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mervin, Mayor Bab.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
8:17. Thank you.